Hey everybody, it is Yanni Hamburger back with another one of our 31 days of Halloween challenge. Today, we're doing the last house on the left. Now, the last house on the left goes like this. Mary Collingwood plans to attend a concert with a friend, Phyllis Stone, for her 17th birthday. Her parents, Estelle and John, expressed their concern about her friendship with Phyllis, but let her go and give her a peace symbol necklace. Phyllis and Mary head into the city, and on the way, they hear a news report of a recent prison escape involving criminals Krug Stilo, who is a person that doesn't really like women, and a serial unaliver, and Junior, which is his son, who enjoys injecting himself with H. They are also accompanied by Sadie, who is a promiscuous psychopath, and Fred Podolsky, known as Weasel, who does things to underage persons. Yeah. Before the concert, Mary and Phyllis encounter Junior while trying to buy the funky green stuff. He leads them to an apartment where they are trapped by the criminals. Phyllis tries to escape and reason with them, but she fails and, well, they took turns having fun with her. While Mary's unsuspecting parents prepare a surprise party for her. The next morning, Mary and Phyllis are found bound, gagged, and put in the trunk of Krug's car and transported into the woods. Mary recognizes that the road is near her home. Phyllis is forced to go number one, and Mary and Phyllis were forced to perform acts on each other. Yeah. Phyllis distracts the kidnappers to give Mary a chance to escape, but is chased by Sadie and Weasel, while Junior stays behind to guard Mary. Mary tries gaining Junior's trust by giving him her necklace and calling him Willow. Phyllis stumbles across the cemetery where she is cornered and stabbed by Weasel. She crawls to a nearby tree and gets unalived. Mary quietly says a prayer and walks into a nearby lake where Krug shoots her. After they change out of their clothes, the gang goes to the Collingwoods' home, masquerading as traveling salesmen. Mary's parents let them stay overnight. The gang finds photos of Mary's and realizes it's her home. Later, when Junior is in the midst of his H withdrawal, Estelle enters the bathroom to check on him and sees Mary's peace symbol around his neck. She finds blood-soaked clothing in their luggage and overhears them talking about Mary's death and her disposal in a nearby lake. Estelle and her husband rush into the woods where they find Mary's body and decide it's go time. Estelle pretends to seduce Weasel, does some fun things with him, and then, she used a body part for castration. That was going to be tough to do. And leaves him to bleed to death, as, if you know human anatomy, you know what's down there. Anyways, John takes a shotgun and shoots at Krug and Sadie, but Krug escapes into the living room, overpowers John before manipulating Junior into killing himself. Yeah, Krug attempts to flee, but after being cornered by a traumatized Sadie and a chainsaw-wielding John, he is incapacitated by an electrocution booby trap. Sadie, now terrified of both Krug and John, runs outside. A scuffle between her and Estelle. She falls into the backyard swimming pool where Estelle decides to perform surgery. The sheriff arrives just as John unalives Krug with his chainsaw. A heartwarming story to say the least. Yes. If you are wondering, it is based on a 1960 Swedish film called The Virgin Spring. Now, it's an adaptation of a Swedish ballad that I'm not going to try to pronounce. Maybe I will eventually get my friend Sarah or Tomas or somebody, one of the bitches of horror, to say it instead of me because my Swedish is very rusty. Cunningham produced that film for $90,000 and used a cast of relatively unknown actors. Wes Craven ended up having to cut the scene numerous times, so it would go from an NC-17 to an R-rated movie. The United Kingdom, this was one of their worst video nasties for obvious reasons. It was banned in the UK actually until 2002. It's another exploitation film in the style of Night of the Living Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'll admit right now, these are the types of horror movies that legitimately scare me for one reason and one reason only. It could actually happen, right? Like a guy going absolutely nuts and because he's gotten a cancer diagnosis and it failed and setting up traps for people and blah, blah, blah. That's really tough. Zombie apocalypse can't happen right now, scientifically speaking. And a whole bunch of other horror can't really happen right now. But yes, the film was remade in 2009. And it's still one of my... I have to admit, it is one of my favorite movies. And I know a lot of people are probably looking at me weird right now, but it is what it is. Sorry. I like the movie. It terrifies the crap out of me to watch it, but, again. All right, so that was Last House on the Left. We'll see you tomorrow with yet another one.